So let's go on. Teens Easter Word and Skills Camp 3.0. And we are live. We are live. Sorry about the technical hitch, but we are here and we will move forward from here. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining, for registering. Um, Delegates, please make sure that you drop a comment in the comment section as you come live. Okay, so we are going to, let me just share my screen as we move forward. Yes. So it's induction and introduction time. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is the first ever Sister Camp was held in 2022, and it was exciting. It was memorable. It was beautiful. And why do we need to hold that Easter Camp? We have thought about it that it's important to build skills, and Easter is a season of reflection. What better time to incorporate life skills? What better time to teach a closer walk with God? What better time than when our hearts are in tune with the resurrection act of Jesus Christ and all that God has done to win us back to Himself? So, Easter is the best time to talk about building a closer relationship with God. And that's why at the end of Easter camp, we have the 30-day quiet time challenge to challenge young teenagers to go through a process of quiet time for 30 days with the hope of building a habit, a daily habit of quiet time. So that's the introduction. So if you're part of our participants or you're catching a replay because of the timing of this session, beautiful. But just make sure you go through the process and you are part of everything that we are doing throughout the Easter camp. For those of you that do not know me, my name is Coach Ame Ajayi. I'm a teen mentor and the founder of the Germain Teens Initiative. The Germain Teens Initiative was born out of the desire to see a society where young people are applying their skills, their knowledge positively for themselves and for their families, and then the society and the world at large. So, how do we do this? We do this by showing up, by building skills, by mentorship programs, and that's why we're here today. Thank you for coming. All right, so we will just go to the subject that we have to deal with this morning. The first session is going to be taken by me, yours sincerely, Ami Ajayi, just to introduce us quickly to what we are about. The topic is building your personal value system. So here I would like to advise, if you do not have your writing materials, please get them quickly. Your journals, your biros, your jotters. You need to be sure, you need to be taking notes of what is going on right now. It is important, and I would love to see your comments on the comment section saying, I hear you, coach. I see you, coach. Thank you so much for coming. And those, I just need to be sure that everyone is here with us as we move forward. Yes, thank you. Alrighty. So now, what are values? Values are sets of principles and beliefs that guide people. Everyone lives by a set of values. Everyone lives by a set of values. It is just what it is. Families, organizations, governments, everyone lives by a set of values. Individuals live by a set of values. Your personal value system is clearly defined by how you choose to establish and follow or implement the personal values. So now, this is what it is. You can decide to say, these are my values. Oh, I love integrity. I like to be an honest person. I'm an honest person. I am a factual person. And so I'm someone that has empathy. You can say all those things about yourself. You can have a long list of values, but You need to have a system clearly defined as to how you intend to ensure that those values are not just things you say, you know, or maybe just things that you have written down at one time in your life, but you want to be sure that you have a system on ground that ensures that you are able to follow. You are able to follow, you are able to implement those values. So it's not just enough to identify your values, but it is critical to be able to follow them. It is critical to be able to follow them. So values are a set of principles that guide us, that show the kind of people that we are. So I'll just move to the next slide. It means that your values are your judgment of what is important to your life. You see that in life, people tend to respond differently to things. I heard a story recently of people, young teenagers, female teenagers donating their ovaries. And now they are donating their eggs for the purpose of financial benefits. Not because they are so much interested in those that require those ovaries to make babies, but because, oh, they feel like this is a safe way to make money, so let me just go and make money. Without really clarifying or finding out if there are risks attached to those actions. So at the end of the day, 10 people could hear about the opportunity to donate their ovaries. One or two may decide. What is the difference between the 8 that did not and the 2 that decided? Values. The Bible talks about the 10 virgins. 5 were foolish, 5 were wise. What is the difference between the wise and the foolish? The difference is values and skills. They were not having the same kind of values. One set had valued organization, valued preparation, valued all those things, and they were counted as wise because they knew that, oh, we need to prepare ahead for the coming of the bridegroom. And their actions were reflected by what was valuable to them. Same thing applies to people that were foolish, or the 5 foolish virgins. They were chilling, soft life, Netflix and chill. That's what they were doing. And they just felt, oh, we just chill. By the time we get to that platform, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Values. So, but there are some persons that will say hard work is one of their values. And so you see it in their actions, not just in their words. So it's not enough for me to say, I value hard work so much. I could say I value hard work so much. It makes no impact. But when I wake up in the morning at 4 or 5 a.m. to prepare for the day, I have opportunities. I'm running a master's program. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Writing a book. Going to work. Doing so many things. Investing my time and resources effectively to see work being done. That is a proof that I have that value of hard work. So it's not enough to just say, this is what I value, this is what is important to me. But it needs to reflect on who I am. And it needs to reflect on who and what I represent. If you are of the Zion nation, means that you're a Christian, your values reflect the values of Christian-like people. Like when Job was saying in Job 23 verse 10, but he knows the way I take. When he has tried me, I shall come forth as gold. I shall come forth as gold when he has tried me. It means that God will come and check him. And he has no fear whatsoever. Do you know the confidence it takes to be able to say that? He will come, but he knows the way that I take. He is aware. He knows that I am a man of integrity. When he has tried me, I shall come forth as good. He will see and he will know that this is the path that I have taken. Christian values are the principles or the ethics of a believer, or the things that a believer holds as important. So if you say you are a believer, it should reflect. If you say you are a believer, it should reflect not just in your words. Words are good, words are important because the Bible says that death and life are in the power of the tongue. So, yes, but not just in your words, people, it should reflect in your actions. So, you identify your values and then you ensure that your actions align with your values. Your actions and your values, they look alike. That's what we are saying. Your actions, your values, they must begin to look alike. So, values shape every aspect of our life. For example, you are here today, you are catching a replay, you are watching this video. Values. Everyone lives by certain values. Whether you do it consciously, you do it unconsciously, you are living by a value. For example, if you value things like this, you will be watching this video right now. If you do not value it, you will never get to watch it. If you value beauty, you will invest in beauty. If you do not value it, you will not. So it means that if you do not value beauty, you value when things are not beautiful. If you do not value keeping to time, you value an unconstructed life, if there's any word like that. A life without a life without, how do I put this now in a simple way? A life without structure. That's just what it means. Anyhow, like they say in the Nigerian parlance, anywhere belle face, you're just living anyhow. You cannot afford to just live anyhow. It is a risk. So that is why from now you must begin to build your own personal value system. Young people, we cannot wait because waiting is a risk. Why is it a risk? Because values will control your choices. The values will control your purpose, your career, your relationship, your spiritual life. They are all affected by your value system. They are all affected by a value system. I found a research online that says that children from religious backgrounds are less likely to engage in risky behavior. Values. These are these are proven systems. We find out that people that have this a certain mindset, that have been trained with a certain mindset, are less likely to find themselves in the ditch. Values. So values rule the world. So you need to take a time. Now is not the time. Just take the next few seconds to pause. Take a moment to think. Think about this. What values are you currently living by? And what are those values that you have seen, you aspire to incorporate into your life? For some, it may be honesty, it may be love, it may be empathy, it may be integrity, it may be all of these and even some more. But you need to take a moment, just take a moment, pause, and begin to think about it. What are the things that are really important to me? What are the things that are important to me? What do I value? What do I value? What is important to me? You know that the things that we value are the things that we prioritize. The things we value are the things we prioritize. So think about it and ask yourself that question. If you can answer that question, then kudos. You have done excellently well. So you may need to want to, as we are having this conversation, begin to write down those things that are valuable to you. Just begin to pen them down as I proceed on in this course. Okay, so why do I need a personal value system? Number one, why? Because you could say, well, why do I need a system that's going to drive me? Say because Why? Number one, a life of fulfilled purpose. Your value system will help you clearly define your purpose because what you can identify, when you can identify what is important, then you can tell easily what you want out of life. When you can identify what is important, you can tell easily what you want out of life. Psalm 73, verse 24. You guide me with your counsel, leading me to a glorious destiny. But you need to be able to identify what you want so that you can take the guidance from that counsel to live a glorious life or lead a life with a glorious destiny. So, first thing is that once you have a personal value system, it means that you have a system in place to ensure that you follow your values. Once you have that in place, then you live a life of with a fulfilled purpose. You know where you're going. You can see your future. You can look at it. You can feel it. You can grasp it, and then you can achieve it. Number two, divine direction. Why do I need a personal value system? When you build your values on God, it means that the spiritual will guide you. Your decisions will be guided by who you decide to put your values inside. Decision making will now be based on what is important not only to you, but especially to your creator. And not just what people think, not what your peers think, not what your friends think, but what you know is right based on the standard already made by God. So, one of the things that you will benefit and why you need a personal value system, not just to live a life of fulfilled purpose, but as you live that life, you need direction. And one of the things you will get is direction. Finally, on why you need a personal value system, I will just talk about these three for the purpose, for the scope of this class. Increase confidence in God and self-esteem. So you're more confident in God, you're more confident in yourself because you are building a solid value system. You are building a solid system. So you look at yourself, you know who you are. You are sure. You are rest assured based on the strategies that you have put on ground. You have put things on ground to show you, to guide you, to help you to become this person that you know that you are. So increase confidence in God and increase self-esteem. Your confidence in God is boosted. And once your confidence in God is boosted, it increases your own self-confidence. Because your self-worth should come from God. Knowing that you did not create yourself, God created you. So if God created you, then He must have done so for a purpose. You are not here by accident. Not at all. So if God created you, He knows. And your confidence in Him will boost your own confidence in yourself. So that is why it is important that you have a personal value system. Joshua 1:8 says, have I not commanded you, be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. So we are going into the practical session now. Now this is where you need your journals and your biros. Quickly, quickly. If you don't have it there, quickly get it in the next um, 10 seconds. This is crucial. Very, very important. Are we all there with our writing materials? Are we set? Okay, great, 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 great. So, what do we do now? How do I how do I create my own values? Firstly, just make a list of those things you think are important to you. You need to think deeply. You need to write it down. You need to look at it again. Just write. Think about what is important to you. What are those things that if it does not happen, you don't think you can move on? What are those things that are critical to the person that you are? Those things that are so important that if it's not there, you feel as if you are not alive. Begin to make a list of those values. Make a list. Don't expect it to make complete sense the first time. Just write. Just write. Okay. So now think deeply and begin to look at it again. Feel free to delete anything if you are not too sure or you're not confident about it. If you're a Christian, I think that one of the things that should come to your mind would be spirituality or living a Christ centered life or holiness. Those are the things that you will be thinking in that direction because you're a Christian and because you love God. So, and if you're someone that is open to uh, taking care of others, is very important to you. If taking care of others is very important to you, for example, then you might need to consider values such as empathy, love, care, um, goodness. So those are the kind of values that you should look at. And one of the things that will make us easily able to identify our values are the fruits of the Spirit, according to Galatians chapter 5, verse 22. As a Christian, that's the proof of you being a Christian. Yes, being a Christian is not about speaking in tongues, even if speaking in tongues is not bad in itself. But being a Christian is about portraying the fruits of the Spirit: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self control. So, those are some of the values that, as if you're a Christian, you want to ensure that some of the values that drive your life as a Christian are reflected by Galatians 5 and verse 22. So make a list. When you are done, start to reorder them according to importance. Start to reorder them. So you look at it. Gentleness and self-control. Which one is more important for me to go to where I'm going to in this my life? Look at it very well and begin to reorder it. Something that is important. Personally, I can tell you that I see my most important value as something that if it does not exist in my life, I'm as good as dead in my own eyes. It might not feel that extreme for everyone, but it should be something that is of great importance to you. Once you have arranged them in the order, take note of the first three. So for me, I think among the first three, I would have um, Christ-centeredness, and I would have something like love among the first three. I would have empathy. Those, I think that those three would capture successfully my own personal core values. But you also need to look at your own. You also need to look at your own and begin to identify, okay, which is most important for me. Christianity, Christ-centeredness, spirituality, all of that comes in one big umbrella, and that is critical for me. So if you ask me about my core values, definitely that will come out to play. And then I'm on a journey of impact. So on that journey of impact, it takes love, it takes a heart of care, a heart of goodness, a heart of empathy to be able to be on this journey. So yes, so if I'm making a list, those things will come to play in that list. So you've identified the first three, that means you have your three core values. But it doesn't mean that you don't have other values. It just means that these ones have to be there for you to even be able to enjoy the others. So that's how it plays. How do I create my own values? Yes. Now, in creating values, sometimes for young persons, it can be really confusing. Like, I'm not too sure which one is this one again. If you need a trusted support of a mentor, a peer mentor, a friend, a teacher, a parent, or someone who is trustworthy to join you, look at it. Let me know. You are part of this Teen Sister Camp. Let me know. I can look at it with you. I can help you come up with your own value system, something that is peculiar to you and something that you can move forward with going on from now. So suggestions and guidance are welcome, but the truth is that you are the one that is to make the choice. You are the one, the best choice still has to come from you. The best choice still has to come from you. I can assist you, I can show you the ropes, I can help you, but you have to decide, do I really want this to be part of what I refer to as my values? All right, building a system that works. We're talking about building your own personal value system. Building a system that works. A system is the way you choose to make something work. Simple. A system is the way you choose to make something work. So, your value system is the structures you put in place to ensure that you follow your values. The value system. The value system is the structures you put in place to ensure that you follow your values, because a system is the way you choose to make something work. So if I say these are my values, what system have I put in place to ensure that these values are actually working? Some of the systems that you can put in place are your value plan. We've been talking about values. So definitely after now, everyone should have a value system, a value plan, my values, my plan. This should be a living document, because something I've observed in life is that sometimes our core values may not necessarily change completely, but they may evolve, you know, they may become broader, they may become a bit different from what it used to be. So your value system plan or your value plan should be a living document. It means that in another 2 years, in another 3 years, you should be able to review it and say, oh, are these things still important to me? Have I gotten new things that are important to me to add to that list? Am I growing? Am I becoming better? And all of that. So some of the systems are your value plan, the purpose plan. And one of the speakers that will be talking to us tomorrow or on Thursday will be speaking about having a purpose. So that will help us come up with a purpose plan. So your purpose plan, your adult plan. You know, as a teenager, I intentionally put this picture on this slide. As a teenager, I had an adult plan. And at that time, I really didn't document all of these plans, apart from a few. I journaled a few, but not all of them. So along the line, my adult plan has evolved over time. So that's yours sincerely on the screen. I was 17 in that picture, and at this time I was just in. I just entered into the higher institution. So I was 17 and I had an adult plan. My plan was that um, I would make a certain grade out of school. Once I was done, I would begin to pursue job opportunities. I would. I had so many things on that plan. So many things. And some of the things have evolved over time. But there was one thing that I knew for sure was that I was going to pass knowledge to people. I just didn't really know how it was going to play out. So at this point in time, you should start to have an adult plan. And part of your adult plan are the things that you will do when you become independent. And so those are the things that you would start to write. Some of you might want to look at the things that you are thinking in your head that you would want to do, but you are too scared to suggest them now because you feel that your parents will not agree or will not see things from your point of view. Put them in your adult plan. Let us look at it together. You know, that's what this 30 days mentorship program is going to do for everyone. So put them in that plan. Let us see, let us look at it, let's have conversations around it. Trust me, none of these conversations are difficult for, for me to have with you, because it's part of what we do. And then you also want to have my digital literacy plan. Preteens and teenagers, boys and girls. The digital world is full of all kinds of shenanigans. Yes, so the digital world is full of young people trying to make a living, trying to make impact, trying to just show themselves. A lot of things are happening, especially in the online space. So you need to have a digital literacy plan. You need to have a digital plan. My accountability plan. Who is your mentor? Who is mentoring you? You can't just choose to live life just on your own. I posted something on my status this morning. I posted something on my status this morning. Very important stuff I posted on my status. I said something about finding that mentor you never believed that you needed. Sometimes that is what deliverance is made of. Where you find that opportunity in someone to guide you, to teach you, to show you, and you never knew you needed that sort of that guidance. So there was a time, some time ago, I needed certain kind of guidance, and I was typing the message to somebody else, and in error, that's why I say sometimes deliverance can come in different ways. In error, I mistakenly sent it to someone else, and the person saw the message and just started giving me, thinking sent that message to them, and they were responding to me, giving me the insight that I needed. And when I saw the message, I was like, oh my goodness, this message was never intended for you. But wow, look at this response. So sometimes accidentally you could find that mentor you never knew you needed. But however, you can be intentional about it. And since you're watching this video now, I want to believe that you are intentional about it. So let's look at our plans together. Your value plan. We've just gone through the value plan now. First thing you need to do, write a list. Or maybe even before that, look at your vision and say, where am I going? What do I want to achieve in this my life? Why am I here? Because many of us think that, oh, maybe I'm just here by accident or the thing just happened. No. God created you and brought you to this earth for a reason. So if He did that, it means that you are here to fulfill a particular purpose. So it means that you are here for something. You are here for something. So you need to begin to look at why you are here and document it. Okay, me, I'm here to raise a generation of young people that would apply their hearts, apply their skills to themselves, grow themselves, build themselves, and then build their immediate environment, and before they start to extend it to the world. That's what I want to see. So that alone will drive my actions. So that's my goal. That's what I want to see. And so that determines what I do, that determines my actions, that determines the things that I invest in, even how I spend my money, whatever I'm going to do, it boils down to what is important. I have a plan for digital literacy. So we'll look at all those things together. Begin to build, begin to build. So, dear girls and boys, it's getting exciting for me because one of the things that has helped me over the past years, or let me say the past 4 or 5 years, is identifying people that will bring value to me. And I know that for young people, sometimes it's difficult because it feels like, oh, it feels like, oh, I'm struggling on my own. I'm struggling on my own. How do I get to that point? And say, man, you're just saying all these things. They sound so nice, but I don't understand them. So that's why we're here together for the next 1 week, and we'll be having this conversation. So if you have questions, you're seeing this video, you have questions, you have things that you're not clear about, feel free to drop them in the comment section and we will be addressing them in the process of the Easter camp. So briefly, before we round up this morning session, I want to go through the 30-day quiet time challenge, what it is about, how it started, and why it is important for us as young people. So in 2022, to be precise, I had this Teen Sister Camp on site, and it was a physical event. We had about 20 something teenagers in attendance, the very first one. And in that particular program, I asked the question. I said, if you know that you have studied your Bible and had quiet time consecutively uninterrupted for the past 5 days, I started with 30 days. Raise up your hand, and nobody raised their hand. So I rephrased the question. If you have been able to do this thing for 20 days, raise up your hand. Nobody raised up their hands. And so I asked, if you have been able to have a quiet time study with God for 10 days consecutively, raise up your hands. Nobody raised up their hand. And then I asked, if you have been able to study and have a quiet time experience with God for 5 days uninterrupted, if you have been able to have a quiet time studying the Word of God for 5 days uninterrupted, raise up your hand. And still, nobody raised their hands up. At that meeting, sometime in April 2022, that was where the concept of the 30-day quiet time challenge dropped in my spirit immediately. And I felt like, oh my goodness, there is so much in spending time with God. There is so much benefit, but so many young people do not, even Christians, do not understand this concept. They don't. Not because they don't think it is good, but because forming such a habit takes consistency. And that's what the 30-day quiet time challenge is about. If you are a teenager, you are a preteen, you are a child, you need to get on board this challenge. Parents, it is critical. Get your children on board. Get them on board. We need to secure the future. We need to secure the future. So, we will be going by Friday. We kickstart the 30-day quiet time challenge. It's the last day of Teens Easter camp and the first day of the 30-day quiet time challenge. Trust me, guys, you don't want to be left out of this. Thank you so much for your patience. My name is Ami Ajayi again. I am the founder of the Jamming Teens Initiative and your Teens Coach Extraordinaire. So we will be continuing the series by 10 o'clock again. We'll be back in class and we'll be having Auntie Flora speak to us. And it's going to be a wonderful session. So thank you so much for joining. Please join us again by 10 a.m. Thank you.